What is it about countries that make them great? Is it their culture? Is it their history, their unique way of living, or perhaps its economy? Or could it be their climate? What could it be? I've always believed that a great country is very much measured by the will of its people and its great inner strength. And for all countries, they all have moments of greatness and sometimes a slip off the path of amazement from time to time. Today, we look at another great country that is unique in its own way and does have a great willpower of its own. Today, we talk about the amazing people, culture, and nation of Latvia and learn as much as we can about it. Hey everybody, how is it going? Welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where I look at people, cultures, and places, and many great things from around the world. I'm Dave Walpole, and thanks for tuning in and learning about this great, amazing nation. I hope you guys are having yourself a fantastic day. Now, before I get in this video, I just want to ask you, what do you know about Latvia? Let me know down there in the comments section below, and let me also ask you, what do you like about your country? That's for the people who aren't really from Latvia. So we're going to get started in this video, but before I do, just want to let you guys know we are sponsored by Grammarly.com. I will talk about that at the end of this video because I know you guys are here for the facts. So let's get rolling. So let's dive right into it and look at some of the numbers. Now, first of all, Latvia. It is a European country. No duh. And it's sandwiched right between Russia, Lithuania, Estonia, and is what I sometimes refer to as the thumb and palm of the Baltic Sea, and or the Gulf of Riga. Within this country, it has a land size of 64,509 kilometers square, making it the 122nd largest country in the world. On top of that, it has a water percentage of 1.77%, which some of you may think is pretty darn low, but actually it's pretty high compared to some other countries. That's right. And before I continue to talk more about land, let's look at some other rather unique facts. Now, within this great nation, it has a noble population of 1,925,800 people. And this is where it gets interesting because that is just a 2018 estimate. And one thing about Latvia compared to other countries that we have talked about in the past, Latvia is kind of a country that is decreasing in population. The indicator for this is because in 2011, its census stated that they had 2,070,371 people. So why the decrease? Well, there are a few reasons, and yes, migration is the big one, but it's also somewhat natural. This is due to a study from 2012 where they discovered that there was 20.6 births to every 1,000 people against 28.7 deaths for every 1,000. Also in 2013, it was recorded that 22,000 people left the country to seek other employment. As a matter of fact, it had a peak population of 2.7 million people in 1990. Because of that, it's considered one of the worst, if not the worst, population declines for any country within Europe, coming in at around 18.2%. Another big factor to this is the fact that the wage is very low in Latvia, and with borders being open because it's a country that is a part of the EU, and easy accessibility of knowledge of life within other EU countries, most young people pack up and leave for the grass being greener on the other side. And for some people who do live there, because the wages are so low, they might not have as many kids as the previous generation would. Overall, though, with a population and land size, it has about 34.3 people per square kilometer. Now let's move on to some more positive sides about Latvia. I mean, a decrease in population is not the only thing that's interesting about this country. For example, land, and I absolutely love this fact because over 56% of the country is considered covered in forest. And some of these forests are so old that the Latvians honor their forests. For example, they have a fossilized oak that is so old it's over 3,500 years old. And to give you an idea, that is so old, Tutankhamun was in charge of the Egyptians at that time. But back to the forests of the country is actually listed as the 5th highest portion of land covered in forests in the entire European Union, coming in with an estimated 3,497,000 hectares. And because of its vast forests, at least 30,000 species of flora and fauna consider Latvia home. And of course, to touch on the honoring the forests sort of aspect, here is one thing that blew me away. Within Latvia, there is 706 protected zones, and these are 4 national parks, 1 biosphere, 42 nature parks, 9 areas of protected landscapes, 260 nature reserves, 4 strict nature reserves, 355 nature monuments, 7 protected maritime areas, and of course 24 micro reserves. In total for land size, it comes to around 12,790 kilometers square, which is roughly 20% of all of Latvia's land. And in 2012, the country was ranked 2nd in the world for its Environmental Protection Index. As well, the country is home to many endangered species like the black stork, the European wolf, and the Eurasian beaver, which is very rare in other countries but flourishes well within Latvia. As much as I love all of these great nature reserves, one downside is there's a lot of illegal logging that is happening within the country, and it's actually quite a very serious issue. Most of the timber actually goes to neighboring European nations. But however, remember how I was talking about water? One thing that the country has is a lot of rivers. It's estimated that within Latvia there's approximately 12,500 of them, at least, stretching over 38,000 kilometers square. The largest of this is the Gauja River, which comes in at 452 kilometers and runs through the Latvian region. Latvia is also home to the widest waterfall in all of Europe, known as the Venta Rapids. Obviously, this changes with water level, but it's anywhere between 817 to 886 feet wide. On top of that, it's also been a national monument for the country as of 1997. Now, while we're on the topic of land, let's just mention the fact that Latvia is actually a very flat country. Yeah, that's right. But within that, the highest point within the country is the Geisenkaln Hill, which comes in at 1,022 feet. And even though they've made it a ski hill, it's considered the largest hill in all of the 3 Baltic states. So here's one thing that I didn't know, but I'm glad I know this now, and I just love this fact because I love women. And I'll tell you this right now. Did you know that Latvia has the most amount of models per capita of any country in the world? That's right. Why? Because most Latvian women are generally tall and you need to have height to be a model. Also, there are way more adult women in Latvia than males. Sure, there are more males born, but most males leave the country. The country even states that there is about 8% more adult females than males. It's also because there is a higher mortality rate with men due to drinking and driving, although that's not the case for everything. Either way, there's a lot of beautiful women in Latvia, and I am totally okay with that. I'm booking my next trip. Now, one major fact that I did miss for sure is the capital. Now, for those who don't know, it's known as Riga. It's also the biggest city in the entire country with a metro population of 1,069,871 people, which is over half the entire population of the entire country. That is insane. On top of that, it's also 1/10 of all of the Baltic states' population. Its city center is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Zone, and one major thing about Riga is its architecture, as it's firstly the top city in the world with the most amount of wood structures, coming in at around 4,000. And with that, it also has the most amount of Art Nouveau buildings in all of Europe. Woo! So we're getting through quite a bit. Got a couple more. Let's talk about money. Now, obviously within Latvia, they do use the euro, but one thing that's really important when it comes to money is the GDP's purchasing power parity, which comes in at 60.509 billion. With that, the exports come in at 12.4 billion, making it the 78th largest exporter in the world. The biggest exports of this country are broadcasting equipment, sawn wood, which is kind of weird and is actually one of the largest exports, and even hard liquor. For imports, however, it comes in at 16.4 billion. These are cars, broadcasting equipment, refined petroleum, hard liquor, and of course packaged medicaments. And I think to close it all off, one of my favorite things about Latvia is its flag. Not many people know this, but it is one of the oldest flags in the world. As a matter of fact, it dates back to 1279 AD. It was mentioned in the rhymed chronicle of Livonia as a red flag with a white stripe through it. This actually remained pretty undiscovered until the 19th century by scholar Janus Grinsberg, and in 1870 the University of Tartu made it the ethnic flag of the Latvian students, and it just caught on since then. So there you go, all you lovely viewers out there. That is me looking at some of the great and amazing things about Latvia. I just love this country. I think it's really unique. Yes, sure, it does have a declining population, but that don't make it a bad country at all. Now, for some of you guys, you might be from Latvia. You guys may be like, hey, wait a minute, you missed some facts. Feel free to leave it down there in the comment section below, because sometimes I like to do part 2s depending on how many people watch this. And by the way, if you like this video and you want a part 2, give this video a big thumbs up so I know to do more, because that's how I do it. Other than that, check out Grammarly.com if you want to get better at your grammar. I know I need it all the time, especially when doing these videos. You're probably like, Dave, your grammar is absolutely terrible, but good thing you got Grammarly. So check it out down there in the description box below. It's a free program. It's great. You can get it on your phone, all that sort of stuff. But other than that, I'm Dave Wapple. Thanks for tuning in. Check out our playlist in the description box below and at the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, so, all right, did we miss any facts? You know what to do, put it down there. And of course, if you want to learn more with us about great countries and different things around the world, check out these great playlists that I think you guys will really awesomely enjoy. Don't know what awesomely means, but check it out. We'll see you later. Bye.